If you're moving to Boulder, or if you're moving within Boulder, choosing the right neighborhood is as important as choosing the right city. So we're gonna dive into the top 5 neighborhoods here in town, but we're not just gonna call them out. We're gonna go into who they're right for, the long-term value of those neighborhoods, how it looks to get into them. We're gonna cover it all. So of the top 5, today we're starting with number 5. This is Martin Acres. Let me tell you why. Martin Acres is awesome. It's centrally located, and it is also going to be the best place for a starter home, AKA affordable home. At least the most affordable home you'll find inside the Boulder city limits. Martin Acres is very unique. It attracts a lot of families, a lot of first-time home buyers. It's got a lot of really great functional ranch style homes, some of which are updated, some of which are begging to be updated. So you have really a wide range. The neighborhood feel in there is one of the big draws. You've got walkability, bicycle riding ability for your kids to get to school. So that's a big draw why Martin Acres brings in a lot of people. And I'll say this, if you're a CU professor, super close. If you're a CU student, but you don't want student housing, super close. Also, some of the unknown perks, but you find them out when you live there, the easiest access to Denver Airport. You can bop over to the Table Mesa Park and Ride super easily. And also this one, I had some clients that wanted to be in Martin Acres for a lot of reasons, but one of the primary reasons, it cuts down on their commute time to the ski slopes. Did you know that? Yes, the location of Martin Acres getting cut down right into that I-70 route up to Vail or any of your options up there on I-70 for your skiing. So that's the perks of neighborhood number 5, Martin Acres. Neighborhood number 4. This is probably the most underrated neighborhood in all of Boulder, Frasier Meadows. Why is this one in our list of top 5 neighborhoods? Well, there's a lot of great reasons. First off, you have these lots that are really oversized, very unique to Boulder. You've also got a lot of ranches. So folks that want single level living, this is the spot. But it's not the same kind that we talked about in Martin Acres. These are 2-car garage, wider, bigger floor plans. So they're popular for folks that want to work from home, also that want that walkability, but still in a very sort of secluded neighborhood. When you're in Frasier Meadows, you can walk to the shopping center right there on Baseline and access groceries, restaurants, tacos, bagels, liquor store, get your hair cut, pretty much everything, all right there in Frasier Meadows. You've also got a direct line to Foothills Parkway. So this is huge for folks that are trying to get out of town, go to the airport, commute to Denver for work. Frasier Meadows, just really easy access. But then what about the walkability outside of your shops and conveniences? Runability, walkability, rideability, because the paths that leave Frasier Meadows go everywhere. And I mean everywhere. So that's another little perk there. Who's this neighborhood right for? Well, I just described it. Work from home, maybe a downsizer that's coming from a giant home, kids have left and they want that single level living, but also families. There's great schools there. You've got Horizons, K through 8. That's right there in Frasier Meadows. And you've also got easy access over the bridge to get to Manhattan Middle School. You've got the BCSIS just across Baseline and also High Peaks Elementary. So schools are right there. Families love Frasier Meadows. That's about it for neighborhood number 4. Okay, number 3 on our list, the Newlands. The Newlands, capital letters T, capital letters N, the Newlands. People love the Newlands, and here's why. The location, Central Boulder, period. It's right there. You're super, super close to the great outdoors. You can walk right up onto Mount Sanitas, Dakota Ridge. You can also connect very easily to Wonderland Lake and the north trails of Boulder. You're also super easy, so if you're in the Newlands, you can actually walk down to West Pearl Street and enjoy all those great shops and restaurants. And then on the east side, just cross Broadway and you've got the Ideal Market shops, Whole Foods, Santo, and all those great spots. And of course, Sweet Cow. Can't go without saying Sweet Cow, right adjacent to the Newlands. Also, North Boulder Park, smack dab in the middle of the Newlands, is a huge draw. You can cross-country ski there in the wintertime when it snows, and then you can play volleyball, soccer, ultimate frisbee, all the things during the warm months, an incredible playground, outdoor fitness. There's so much in North Boulder Park. But realistically, who is the Newlands for? Well, pretty much everyone. Folks love it. It registers very high on the list of families, on the list of folks that are coming here to be outdoors, people that want that walkable lifestyle, but also a nice, beautifully updated home, because they're everywhere in the Newlands. So that's it. Number 3, a great spot to be. So neighborhood number 2, we are talking Table Mesa. And Table Mesa is the South Boulder gem. There's a lot going for Table Mesa. And I will say, it's not for everyone. People either are South Boulder people or they're not. And if you're a South Boulder person, this is what you're looking for, and this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna be positioned obviously on the very edge of town. You're gonna have super easy, ideally probably the most easy access to zip out of town and head to I-70, head down to Golden, or get out of town that way. That's one perk. But let's talk about the neighborhood itself. Table Mesa has super easy access to Mesa Trailhead, so your outdoor hikes are pristine. You're gonna have great access to NCAR, which is obviously a government agency, but on top of that, it's a very steep hill that you can go up and have a great vista of the town. Great hikes from there as well, great runs from there, and people ride their bike up that hill just to get those hill repeats. Yes, the active crowd in Boulder really loves NCAR. But if we go more in depth to Table Mesa, you're gonna see that there's just incredible natural beauty. Guess what? The high school is called Fairview. It has incredible views of the mountains and super close. So you're staring at the Flatirons from right underneath them. But since we're on schools, we'll say Fairview, one of the best performing, in fact, the top ranked high school in the state of Colorado this year. But below that, you have Southern Hills Middle School. It's adjacent to the high school. Great academics, great athletics there for the 6th through 8th grade crowd. So those two schools really central in the Table Mesa area. And then also Bear Creek Elementary School in that Table Mesa zone, and Mesa Elementary School. Well, Bear Creek, again, nationally ranked for an elementary school. That's right there, part of BVSD, part of your free education offered here in Boulder. So I'm hitting a lot of education, a lot of schools. So the sideways kind of lateral move we'll make is, it's great for families. People love Table Mesa and that South Boulder zone as a family. You can walk to the shops over there. Again, good restaurants, good grocery stores, a Whole Foods, as well as a bike shop, a brew pub, everything you need really in that Table Mesa shopping center. So that's kind of the highlights of that area. If you're considering moving to Boulder and you really want to be around your tribe of people who walk to school, pedal around the neighborhood, walk the dogs, and hit those easy trails, Table Mesa is the spot for you. So taking the top spot for neighborhoods in Boulder in 2026, Mapleton Hill. Mapleton Hill is a prestige neighborhood. It's not for everyone, in part because it does have some of the most expensive real estate in all of Boulder. But let's talk about what makes Mapleton Hill number 1 this year. Well, you've got really charming historic homes, turn of the century homes, turn of the last century, late 1800s, early 1900s, Victorian homes, most of which have been updated and some of which have beautiful views because Mapleton Hill is a hill and it does offer vistas to the south. So if we talk about Mapleton Hill, there's just a community vibe there. They have the Mapleton Hill Porch Fest every year where folks wander around, enjoy time on each other's porches, listen to live music, arts and crafts. It's really a great community event, kind of the crown jewel of Mapleton Hill. But in addition to that, your super location. You can walk just a couple blocks and you're at Pearl Street. 2, 3 blocks, you're at all those great shops, world-class dining, world-class experiences. But then right behind you, Mount Sanitas. It's truly at the end of Mapleton, which is the street that runs straight through Mapleton Hill. That's another one. And then you're also really at the epicenter of awesome, because if you pop down to the edge of what we called the Newlands earlier, you're at Ideal Market. So you really have that trifecta, outdoors, Pearl Street, Ideal Market, all within a stone's throw of Mapleton Hill. And then if you talk about some other elements of that neighborhood, you've got condos, you've got townhomes, you've got multifamily living just on Maxwell, Portland, and some of those streets just to the north of Mapleton. So it's accessible to a lot of folks. And then it's also those beautiful, wonderful historic homes that we talked about, large footprint and great history. So Mapleton really does offer a lot. Who's it right for? Well, if you have capital and you want to buy one of those awesome homes, then it's right for you. If you want that family vibe too, it is there. It really suits a lot of different styles. But Mapleton Hill, it's just beautiful. It's a great spot. Centrally located, so much going for it. You really can't say a negative thing. So it's taken the #1 spot. So here's a question for you. If you're considering Boulder, what do you think is the perfect neighborhood? What's your #1? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. So we covered 5 great neighborhoods. I'm just gonna give a shout out, an honorable mention if you will. We can't go through this video without saying a little nod to North Boulder. Now, that can be pretty vague, but I'll just say this. We're gonna dive in deeper when it hits the top 5, but North Boulder has some of the coolest access for outdoors of any of our towns. If you're hitting Wonderland, if you're taking those trails north to the dirt roads that head up to Longmont, all that stuff is from North Boulder. So that's our honorable mention, a great hood. We'll talk more about why it's so awesome in a future video. And I'll say this, we consider Boulder to be one giant awesome neighborhood. So there's no real #1 or anything below #5. It's all great, at least from my opinion. I'll tell you what, if you're considering a move to Boulder or a move within Boulder, I'd love to help you out. I'm Michael with Lovato Properties, and just shoot me a message here or call or email and I'll guide you through the journey.